In this video, I'm going to answer the question, what is Moscow analysis? Arguably, the most difficult part of project management is scoping your project, deciding what we will do and what we won't do. Moscow analysis is a fabulous tool to help you do this, and it works particularly well in facilitated sessions with your stakeholder group working together. Moscow stands for 4 categories of priority. There are things that we must do. If we don't do them, then it makes no sense to do the project at all. They are integral to what the project is all about, and they align closely with its goal. Then there are things that we should do. If we do them, we can get a big benefit for a relatively modest incremental cost and effort. These are the low-hanging fruit amongst potential additional elements of scope. Then there are the things that we could do. These things have a significant additional cost with a less significant additional value. It's clear that there are good reasons to do them, so we could do them, but they're almost certainly going to be high on our list of elements of scope that we cut when we come under budget or resource or schedule pressures. And finally, there are the things that we would do if we could, but we can't. They don't make sense, so we won't do them. You sometimes hear the W of Moscow referring to woulds, so that it rhymes nicely, but I prefer to represent the W as won't, to be very clear that these are things that have really marginal additional benefit if we do them, and the cost and the risk incurred by doing them will almost certainly outweigh the benefit. The easiest way to conduct Moscow analysis is to list all of the candidates for scope in terms of features or benefits or capabilities, list them all and place them on post-it notes. And then have 4 boards, whether they're whiteboards or flip charts, representing the musts, the shoulds, the coulds, and the won'ts. Start off with what you can be absolutely certain of. Look for easy consensus among the group for things that you absolutely must do, and easy consensus from the group for things that you won't do, that nobody really feels that strongly about. And then gradually apply the additional elements to the coulds and the shoulds. And now you can start negotiating, especially if you've got an estimate of the resource or the time involved in producing each of these elements. You can then look to see which things belong in the shoulds, which ones might potentially move up into the musts, which things belong in the coulds, and then you can negotiate around moving things from one area to the next. It's a great way to facilitate a discussion about real priorities, and it starts to bring to light which elements of scope you might move up and include in your project if budget allows, and indeed which are the lowest priority items from your scope which you have committed to do that you can remove from the project if you run into budgetary or resource or scheduling problems. Moscow analysis is a very simple tool. It's one you can carry out on your own, but it's one that's best carried out with a group of stakeholders working together. And when you've got an answer that your stakeholders can agree on, you can then document that and have that as the scope of your project.